Hey guys, Brady here, and I just saw Superman. So, Superman is supposedly the first movie of James Gunn DC Universe, the first chapter, or the first installment of Chapter 1 Gods and Monsters, according to online sources. Apparently, like Phase one of the Marvel Cinematic Universe was the Infinity Saga. Phase two was in Multiverse, or not Phase two. After the Infinity Saga was done, it moved to the Multiverse Saga, and then Multiverse Saga is almost done, and then we're gonna go into the Mutant Saga. So, I think God and Monsters is a pretty kick-ass title for whatever phase this is. Well, obviously the first phase, but whatever they want to call it, line of movies for the DCU. And so the movie stars David Cornsweet, who was in last year's Twisters as one of the what's it called, tornado experts and whatnot. He was kind of the quote unquote villain in the movie, uh, kind of. Um, anyway, David Cornsweet, Rachel, I can't pronounce her last name, as uh, Lois Lane. She was actually probably one of my favorite parts of the movie. I loved how she played Lois Lane. Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Guy Gardner was played by Nathan Fillion. Don't know who played Mr. Terrific, but he had the girl that played Dora the Explorer as Hot Girl. And yeah, so what I liked about this movie, I like that this wasn't another origin story. I like how the movie opens with Superman being Superman, and you don't have like a 20-minute backstory of him as a kid like Man of Steel did. It made sense for the 70s movie because it's the first Superman movie, but we didn't need another 20-minute backstory to pad the runtime for Man of Steel. Not that that was anything wrong with it in Man of Steel. I'm just saying, um, I just liked how you pretty much just get right into it with this movie. Um, and yeah, one of the robots in this movie sounded so familiar, and I was like, kind of reminds me of iRobot. And then what do you know? In the end credits, Alan Tudyk is listed as being one of the voices of the robot. Like, I knew it. I knew Sonny was in this movie. Um, Speaking of someone being in this movie, that fat Russian guy from 2012. You know, the guy that played Yuri in 2012. You know, that disaster movie that no one really talks about now, that came out 15 or so years ago. Yeah, he's in this movie, and it was bothering me the entire time. I was like, why does this guy sound so fucking familiar? And I just couldn't wait to get home to IMDb him later. And I was like this, like he looks a lot different than he did uh, 15 plus years ago, because obviously he's a lot younger in 2012, but he just looks like a old scraggly old man now. Instead of just being a fat 50 something year old, he's now like a fat 70-year-old man or something. I don't know. He looked really different, but he still had that strong Russian voice. And I was like, is that the guy from 2012? And I was right. I love being right. Um. So yeah, he plays like some like president or whatever, prime minister of some made up foreign country in the DC universe. And so yeah, I like that the fact that it wasn't another origin story. Um, I didn't like the humor so much in this movie. It didn't land all the time. Some of the jokes were pretty funny. Other jokes were stupid, and then other stuff was just like, why did this need to be in a Superman movie? I like that James Gunn didn't put his like flair of like 70s pop music in the movie, because it just doesn't fit Superman. if it's like Guardians of the Galaxy and whatnot, but a Superman movie just doesn't need like a soundtrack like that in it. Um, what else? Going into this movie, because I heard a lot of bad stuff about it on Twitter, and James Gunn was doing no favors for this movie during the press tour, and he kept saying like all this stupid shit about the movie that's gonna wind up making the movie lose so much fucking money because James Gunn just doesn't know how to shut the fuck up, and just he kept putting his foot in his mouth, and it's gonna ruin the chances of this movie's box office success because it's coming out roughly a week or so after Jurassic World, and Jurassic World is making a lot of money. I mean, I did a double feature tonight with Jurassic World in the afternoon, and then Superman at night with my friend. Well, I saw Jurassic World with him as well. So we did double feature, two different theaters though. We saw Jurassic World in 40X, and then we saw Superman later on in the night at the theater closest to us because 40X is like a 45-minute drive for us, and then when we saw Superman, it was literally the theater right across the street from me. Um, so yeah, so yeah, I was expecting this movie not to be good just based on the stuff I heard, and I walked out pleasantly surprised. I really enjoyed this movie. If I had to rank the Superman movies, it'd probably be Superman the movie, Man of Steel, Superman 2. Well, actually, I'm not gonna call it Superman the movie. I'm just gonna call it Superman, Man of Steel, then Superman 2025 as the fourth, being the fourth best, and then maybe I guess I gotta watch Superman Returns again and Superman 2. Um, I haven't seen those movies in a long, long time, especially Superman Returns. I don't think I've seen Superman Returns since like 2009, 2008. It's been a longest time since I've seen that movie. The movie bored the shit out of me, and I want to watch it again because I'm just in that Superman mood, you know. I'm supposed to watch it this afternoon before I saw Superman, but just ran out of time. Doing other stuff. Yeah, I like David Cornsweet in this movie. Uh, People will complain like, "Oh, there's too many characters in this movie. I just wanted to be a streamlined Superman movie." I get that, but like we also have six other movies with Superman from the 70s all the way up to 2013 that are just strictly Superman movies. So if you just want like a straightforward Superman movie, just watch those. Just now we have a new Superman movie, and it's Superman with a couple extra characters. Didn't really find that a problem per se. Like I said, we got six or seven other movies that starring Superman. We could have at least one movie where it's him and his friends and whatnot, or not friends, but like Guy Gardner and Mister Terrific and all that. Um, I thought Nicholas Hoult was fine in the movie. They didn't really give him much to do. He's playing another bald character like he did in Mad Max. I don't know if he likes playing bald people. I don't know. And then um, yeah. So pretty much Superman is the movie opens up with the first shot you've seen the trailer, the teaser trailer where it's like he's like he falls down into ice and he needs like Crypto to come pick him up and whatnot. Uh, so yeah, Lex Luthor opens up like this like pocket universe, and it's gonna destroy the world and whatnot. It's up to Superman and the Justice Gang to stop him and whatnot. And that's pretty much the plot of the movie. Um, there's a subplot with Jimmy Olsen and this lady Eve, who is supposedly like a henchwoman Lex Luthor, but she is in love with Jimmy Olsen, and she's like leaking secrets to him about Lex Luthor that's quite damning, and uh, yeah, and Lex Luthor's like an abusive asshole towards her in some scenes, and yeah, like I said, I feel like the good stuff outweigh the bad stuff. I'm glad the movie isn't terrible because some of the stuff I heard, like the space monkeys and all that, I thought was too stupid to be real. It's in the movie, but it's not like blown out of, like, I feel like people on Twitter blew that out of proportion because it's not bad at all in the movie. Yes, it's stupid, but it's not. It's like such a small, minute moment in the movie that it doesn't really need to bother with an explanation. Um, and yeah, so I liked Rachel Brosnahan. I can't pronounce her name. She was great. David Cornsett was pretty good. Um, he he did fine. I don't know. Maybe he'll grow on me in subsequent installments of the DCU if this ever gets off the ground, which it probably won't because James Gunn, like I said, probably killed this thing before it even had a chance. But I would like to see more of him. But um, I don't really have a favorite Superman. I don't like Superman like that to be like, oh, Christopher Reeves is the best, or Henry Cavill is the best, or blah blah blah. Like, I'm not into Superman like that to have like that much of an opinion. But I guess since I've seen Man of Steel more times than any other Superman movie, I guess Henry Cavill by default is my favorite. I don't know, but um, yeah, pretty much my thoughts on the new Superman movie. Um, I enjoyed it. I also enjoyed Jurassic World. They're both equally good in my opinion. I think I'd put Jurassic World Rebirth a little bit above this movie if I had to rank them. Um, but this wasn't bad. Uh, oh wait, another before I go, another issue I had with the movie was some of the camera angles in it. Not so much the angles, but the movement of the camera during some scenes. It's not that it was shaky camera or anything. Just like how shots were like set up and like the camera like kind of like moving with the action like this. I don't. Hard to explain because like this is kind of fine. Um, when you're like watching like The Office and the camera kind of like moves up and down a little bit because it's on like a tripod, not on a tripod, but it's like handheld and whatnot because it's supposed to be like a documentary. Um, but I don't know. It didn't work. Not that this was shot in a mockumentary style. I'm not saying that, but just like the camera would move with like the characters and whatnot, and I don't know, it was a little distracting in some of the scenes, just a little bit. Um, that's just nitpicking at this point. I'm gonna give Superman 3 stars out of 5. Um, go see it. It's getting a lot of shit. I don't think it deserves the shit it's getting. Um, because it's not a terrible movie. It's just the PR tour and James Gunn being James Gunn is hurting this movie, unfortunately. Um, Van Forstic on the other, or not Van Forstic, Fantastic Four, the new one, that's not going to be good. When you're Kevin Feige and you're like, oh, Fantastic Four is too white. We need to hire a Hispanic man to be Mr. Fantastic and turn Silver Surfer into a woman because we don't want to waste Norman Rad in this universe because this universe is pretty much done. Even though you already wasted um, Mr. Fantastic in another movie, Doctor Strange 2. Uh, why didn't reuse John Krasinski is beyond me. He was perfect. Pedro Pascal is pretty much playing Pedro Pascal. He doesn't look like Mr. Fantastic at all. You obviously chose him because he's not white, but he's passable as white. And uh, female Silver Surfer was in like what, one comic book, and that's your justification for being of her being in the movie? Come on, fuck off. You know what the fans want. You're just being spiteful because you want to move in a more female centric direction. Fuck off, Marvel.